Alrighty, guys. So it's been a day and I'm not in my normal spot. I'm not at home at my desktop, but we're gonna make this work. I'm super excited to start this series. I'm not gonna go too much into the previous call we had. If you did not see it, it's on the YouTube channel. You can go check it out. It will tell you all the reasons why these next 5 topics over the next 5 weeks are going to be super, super important. I will say, because I know we have several consultants from different star and superstar directors joining us. So my name is Jessica Villareal. I'm a star director out of Dallas, Texas. Lucy Lovato is right there. Star director. Where is, I think, Aaron Fluhart. Girl, where are you at? Okay, there she goes. I can't see you. Like I see you. She is a superstar director as well. And we are kind of all just chiming in together on why it's so important to, our 5-week series is going to be how to automate your business offline. You know, I'm definitely a social media person. 90% of my business is done on social media. But what I did have to realize is that it does not stop there, because a lot of people have it stop there and they do the post and ghost and hope and wish that they get orders, right? Or that they get someone who's interested in a party, or they get someone who's interested in the opportunity. And it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. It took many, many, many years for myself to understand that I had to have systems, right? And I had to, I'm very much an attraction marketer. Social media is my jam. But it cannot stop there, right? And over time, I have learned that I need to work smarter, not harder. And the past 2 years, I've worked less in my business and been more productive. I know that's crazy, but I have worked less. Let me tell y'all that again. Let me say it again, because it's so true. I have worked less in a week, right? An hourly amount of hours I spend on my business. I've worked less and been more productive. But it is because I've had systems, and these 5, 4, and a half-ish, because the last one that we will do on the last day, I have not completely dived into, but these 4 I have done consistently and they have changed my business. So the next 5 series, now, if something happens and they have to be switched out of place, there's nothing we can do about that. But right now, currently, the order for anybody who is a structured person, and you have to have, you want to know like what the order is going to be. So the 5 things that we're going to talk about on automating your business offline are going to be, today is going to be emails from the workstation. I am going to focus on customer base at first, and then, because I think it's super important when you have 1 or more people on your team, that you know how to communicate with your team through emails as well. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that in the workstation as well. So it's going to be emails. Next week will be project broadcast, which is a mass text message communicator, because there's a lot more that has. We will have our PB guru, Aaron, will be sharing with that. And then next will be Jot Form. Lucy and a couple other people will be sharing with that, I believe, on the 3rd week. And then we are going to have Pirate Ship. Myself and a couple other people will be sharing with that. And last one will be the reorder tab on your workstation, which Aaron will probably have to help us with that. I have gone in there and done it, but
yes,
he is the
so good
as well. So we will take those next 5 weeks to kind of show you how you can create systems around each one of these things. What I want to tell you really quick, because I think that this is super important. These 5 things are for the veteran consultant that has been here for many, many years, and they are just as important for a brand new consultant. If you would have told me, or you would have given me these 5 things in a structured way that we're going to give them to you guys 10 years ago, my business would probably be in a way better place right now. But it's in a great place, but it would probably be in like 10 times better of a place. But we didn't know that, right? So once you know better, you do better. So yeah, it blows my mind how these systems and 5 things have like literally changed my business. So do you have to do all of them? No, we are presenting all of them to you. What speaks to you, grab that and go. I'm a firm believer in you can't do everything. Great. So get really good at 1 or 2, get them under your plate, learn about them, use them. Don't just learn about them. You got to take action and use them. See how they work. The benchmark in my business is 3 months. I try something for 3 months. If I feel like I'm not doing it daily, or not so much that it's not bringing me any return, but if I'm not doing it daily, then that means the system is broken and I need to find another system because I'm not doing it. And that's not a system for me. But each one of these, you should find a system eventually that works for you, but that you can implement them. Because I promise you, every leader that's on here that I know that uses these, it has changed their business. Hands down. Now, do all of us use all of them? No. I pretty much almost use all 5. The last one, I just never knew how to pull that report. It's really just a click of a button, actually. But I will be using a system around that now that Aaron showed me that. So I just want to preface with, don't let this overwhelm you. Take one at a time, learn it, practice it, use it for 3 months, see how it works for you. If you have to tweak it a little bit, tweak it and move forward. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to say, oh my gosh, this is too much, I can't do it. And you throw your hands up in the air and you do nothing, because that doesn't do anything for you or your business. Don't get overwhelmed. Take what you want to, what speaks to you the most, what you feel like you can interject into your business right now, and run with that. Okay. So another preface that I will say to this is, if you are the type of person that just gets an order and you're done and you leave it at that, and you're not getting a person's information, you're doing yourself a disservice, okay? And your business. Every single person that I get an order from, they will fill out a job form of mine that has name, phone number, date of birth, address. Now, if they choose not to fill that out, that is their thing, but I still need the bare necessities. I need name, phone number, and email. And guess what? They're going to get my job form, because I'm not taking that down by inbox or anything like that. I need all their information in one secure location. We'll talk about that later, but I get information because they go as a customer in my customer log every single time I place an order. Every single time. If they're doing it online, it automatically goes in there, right? But if they're not, and I'm placing their order or I'm attaching it to an open party on my end, they're going to give me their information, or I'm not placing the order. It's that simple. My mindset is, I have got to plug in every single customer in my workstation. You don't get to order from Jessica Villareal and not give me your name, your phone number, and your email at minimum. If you can't do that, then I probably ain't your consultant, because I like to build a relationship with my customers. I like to email them. I like to text them. I like to keep them in the know. And without that information, there's no way you can do that. I don't rely on Messenger. I don't rely on IGDM. I don't rely on any of that to connect with my customers offline about anything. Scentsy, okay? So first things first, make sure that you are grabbing and capturing your customers' information if they are not ordering online. And I will throw myself under the bus. I've been a person that for many years in the very beginning, I didn't do that. And guess what? When you go into your workstation and you have no emails and you have no phone numbers, you're like, well, dang, I can't do any of this, right? Because you don't have anybody's information. So you have to make sure that if you're not doing that now, you have to change that. You have to. It's a must. Okay. So, I'm going to kind of give you an example of what I do. After I show you what I do and what I've been doing, I'm going to open it up for any other directors. If there's anything that you feel that I missed or that you do that I don't do, please chime in. But one thing that I realized is that now there are many email marketing services that you could use. Okay. I have used Flowdesk. I have used Constant Contact. I have used MailChimp. I have used, oh, what's the other one? I've used a ton over the time, right? And now I'm not knocking that, but if you have time to do that, that is great. Grab and capture email because it's important. Now, I do what works for me and what's the easiest. And for me, the easiest with email is using my workstation because one, I know everybody that orders online is going in there. And two, I do not enter an order without putting the customer information in there. So I know that I'm capturing everybody from my workstation. Okay. So I'm going to give you some ways that I utilize email. And then if there's, I'll open it up for any of the other leaders. If there's anything that you feel that you utilize that I didn't mention, please chime in. Or if you can't type in, that's I can read it. And then I'm gonna show you with screen sharing how I do my weekly emails. So for me, I on consistent basis, and I'm very consistent with this. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm super consistent. Now, does life happen? Heck yeah, it happens. But I have this in my system to make sure that I touch base with my customers once a week. Okay. And when I send out a project broadcast, I also send out an email. It's just hand in hand. That's what I do. I send out a project broadcast and I send out an email. Now, what do my emails look like? If there's a launch, as you know, there's always a launch, I feel like with Scentsy. Sometimes we can't even keep up. But if there is a launch, then the email that I have that week is going to be about something that's launching. Okay. If there is not a launch, then I'm going to do a weekly deal. I've done this for many weeks where I just kind of create a bundle, anything that I want. I will tell you 3 weeks ago, I think it was, because 2 weeks ago, the last week of last month, let's just say that I created a graphic and it's one-on-one. Now I don't post this online, right? These are my customers' emails. So I'm emailing them one-on-one. I am not doing this publicly. I made a graphic. Now you ain't got to do my special, but I'm just giving you an example of what special I did. I created a graphic and I said, any $60 order placed by midnight tonight is going to get a free mini fan diffuser and a pod. The reason I did that is because I have a ton of mini fan diffusers on hand, right? I ended up getting almost $400 in orders by midnight that night. And I did this by email and project broadcast because I do both of those hand in hand every time I send any type of weekly communication to my customers. I do weekly deals. I've done a giveaway before through email and project broadcast. I have done an email a giveaway of the sort where, okay, if you go and you click this link and you go follow me on Instagram and you DM me this code, then you will be entered in a drawing. So I do this for PRV. I do it if we have a join special. I do it if I try to increase my following and engagement. I used to do it when I had a VIP page. I would tell them, if you're not already in my VIP group, click this link, join, and go post a picture of what you're warming. And you'll be entered into a giveaway. Okay. I'm not posting this on social media. I'm sending this to my customers one-on-one by email. and project broadcast, because like I said, I do it hand in hand, but those are just some ways and some things that I am connecting with. Somebody's not muted, you guys, that I am connecting with my customers on. Oh crap, I can't mute nobody, Lucy, you have to do it. Okay, thanks. So those are just ideas and things that I want you to know that I've done before. Is there anybody else in here that wants to chime in quickly before I go into the screen sharing of any type of email that you would communicate with, whether it be weekly, whether it be monthly, whether it be, I don't think it'll be daily, but that you would communicate with your customer base on, other than the ones that I mentioned that I did? Anybody? Okay, so with that being said, we have 29 people on the call. I want you to put in the comments, yes or no, if you use the Workstation emails to communicate with your customers. I want to see where we stand with that. Yes, no, yes, 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 no, no, yes, no. Every now and then, yes, yes, yes. Okay, that's good, that's good. Do you guys know how to do it in mass, or are you doing it one by one, or just picking a person? Tell me that. Okay, so some are saying in mass. I can't figure out how to do multiple mass in mass, not using Workstation. Okay, cool. So, like I said, the ways that the ideas that I gave you, it could be on a personal special, it can be once a month, it could be once a week, it can be however you feel you want to connect with your customers, how often you want to connect with them. That is something that you have to decide for yourself, how much you're willing to commit, how much you're willing to pre-plan, because I try to pre-plan these things, because let me tell you, if you try to do it on a whim, you're going to get caught into the cycle of, oh my gosh, it's almost Friday and I don't know what to send, right? And Erin always is a really good person in reminding me to utilize the Scentsy calendar, right? Like, because she's really good with Google Calendar. And
you got to subscribe to the Google Calendar.
Yes. Yep. So that calendar kind of shows us almost everything that is foreseen to be coming, right? So if you were to do that, like in a weekly scheduling, you would pretty much have what you can send out to your customers on a weekly basis, right? And sometimes there's even multiple things you could send, because we have so many different things that are popping up. So if you're not utilizing and you're not subscribed to the Scentsy calendar to know what's going on, then I highly recommend that you do that. And if you're not logging in daily to your news tab to see what's coming out, then that might be something that you want to start getting used to. Logging into your Workstation, go into the news tab, see what's coming up. Scentsy is really good on giving us maybe not a whole lot of time, but they give us enough time to do something, right? To broadcast, to tell our customers, to reach out and let them know that something is coming, right? It's not like just announced like before. So make sure that you think about those things as well too when it comes to communication with your customers. Since I started emailing my customers, I will tell you, I have seen a huge increase in my PRV. Huge. Now, I was always the person who swore my first 8 years that I couldn't sell over 2K in a month. Okay. I earned annual sales last year. What? Because I couldn't sell 2K in a month, right? I was just that person, like, okay, sorry, I am that leader that is just not going to sell 2K in a month. And then when I switched my mindset and I realized that I had to be more connected to my customers offline. I couldn't just post and then hope and pray that somebody was going to say, hey, I want that bundle, right? Because that's what a lot of us do. In the beginning, we post and then we say, well, nobody wants to buy. But how are you communicating with your customers? Not on social media, right? So when I switched to emails and I did it consistently, my PRV increased. Okay, so now you can, what I'm going to show you, don't get overwhelmed because I'm going to show you my Google Drive, okay? And I have templates that I create in my Google Drive. You don't have to be extra like this. I'm extra and I'm a person that is a visual person, right? Some of us are not. I am visual. If it doesn't pop to me, then I'm probably going to skip it because I can tell you how many emails I get in my inbox every single day. And if it doesn't attract me, then I'm probably going to skip it, right? That's just me. It's how my mind works, or how my eyes works. It's like, give me something that is going to focus me on what I'm trying to focus on. So the reason I create a template in Google Drive is because I put cute colors. I make an image, so that when I am ready to send the email, all I do is copy and paste and I stick it in my email in my workstation and I hit send. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it right now, what I'm talking about. But I never send an email without a picture. I never send an email without bold colors. That's just what I do. Now, does it work? Obviously, because I swear every time I send emails, I get orders and I'm just like, what? Ding, 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 PWS, PWS, PWS. And I am here for it. But when I didn't send them, I didn't get anything. I didn't get no dings. So you just have to understand that you have to have some type of schedule, some type of structure. You got to pre-plan a little bit and you just got to stay consistent. Do I always have the right words? No. Do I always have the cute picture? No, but I put it in there regardless. And this is another thing, guys. People are not going to go and look for your website, right? They're not going to go choose what party. They just ain't. Nobody got time, mental capacity to go try to figure those things out. So you have to make it literally a click away. You have got to copy the URL link so that it goes directly to the party, right? So that they go exactly into what you're showing them. And it's already under that party. So when they click it, you don't got to worry about it not being attached to the order. You don't have to worry about them backing out because they can't find the picture, the product that you send them in the picture. Like, you've got to make it so simple that legit a third grader could do it. So keep that in mind, because a lot of people, and it's still, oh my gosh, if that is one thing that just, I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I tell my team all the time, when I see people post on social media and they attach a link and the link's not clickable, guess what? I'm going to keep on scrolling. If I can't click it, I'm not going to shop. I'm just not going to do it. If it's not clickable, sorry, I'm going to keep on going because I don't got time. I just don't. And that is exactly how your customers are. You have to make it so simple. Okay. I've been having issues with that recently. When I copy and paste, it doesn't take me to that specific party when I click checkout. I don't know. Maybe that's like, I don't know. I know when I click it, I mean, when I'm actually have it open, it will take me. I haven't had that problem. Sorry. I don't know what to say about that. I'm sure there's instances where maybe it's a Scentsy thing, but then maybe they fix it. I don't know. Sorry. I haven't had that issue. Okay, so I'm going to screen share. Okay, don't freak out on me. So first, I'm going to show you guys how I email my customers, okay, and my template. And then afterwards, it is 9 o'clock. So for those of you that want to stay on and you want to see a little bit into how I do emails for my team, I will show you that as well. So let's just, but I really wanted to focus on customers because I think that is, I'm not saying y'all aren't important, right? Team is definitely important, but communication with your customers is what's going to raise your PRV. And that is most important. You got to work your personal business before you even think about your team. If you're not working your personal business, that's a problem. Okay. So let me screen share. Okay. So I had everything up. Okay, good. Like, don't tell me that I messed up. Okay. Move this out of the way. I'm working on no part of there. Okay. So as you can tell, I have my Google Drive here, right? And then I have my workstation. So I'm going to log in. Okay. So don't judge me, y'all. PRV is looking kind of sick right now. I haven't ordered a place going to put me over 600, but still. Okay. So first we're going to go to the contacts tab. Okay. And y'all, it's so simple. And I'm just going to tell you, I've been in the business for 11 years. Okay. Is Scentsy's workstation the best with trying to like clean things up? No, it is not. It's not the easiest. It's not the most user friendly at all. So it is what it is. I had to pick up where I could, right? So 4 or 5 years back, 6 years, when I realized I needed to start putting every single person in there, guess what? Some of these contacts are doubled. Some of these contacts, and I've merged to merge duplicates. But some of them don't have emails. But I'm not gonna go in. I don't have time to go in and clear all that up. So I make it really easy for myself. Okay. So let me show you. These are just everybody that I've ever entered as a customer in my workstation. Okay. Like I said, some have numbers, some have emails, some don't. It is what it is. But what I do is I go to show all. Okay. It's going to take a minute, especially if you've been in here long enough and you have a lot of people in here. So keep that in mind. It's loading because it's going to show all these people I have in here. Lovely, my computer's died. Okay. So now it's there. Now so let's just say I'm going to show you the last email that I sent. Okay, so I have a template in here for LTO launch email. I click it, and let me tell you why I have it like this. You see how it's kind of narrow? Because most of my people, when I email them, they're on their mobile phone. So when I send it to them, I don't want things to be cut off the edges. I don't want them not to be able to see it, and they're like having a hard time trying to struggle and read it. So again, I make it super simple for my customers, okay? This was the one that I told you guys I sent last as a special. And it says, you guys are the heart of my business. So I wanted to give a little love today. Any $60 order placed today will get a free mini fan diffuser with a pod, $25 value. Happy Thursday. If you want to take advantage of this, reply with yes, or click the link and order here. And I just put your wax boss girl, Just V, and it has a picture of place a $60 order, get a free mini fan diffuser with a pod. All online orders will receive happy mail. If you're not already following all the smell good stuff, follow me on Instagram here. Again, it's all clickable. They can click that. It's going to take them directly to my Instagram. They can click up here and it's going to take them directly to the party for them to shop. Okay. I make it super simple. Now, all of this, I literally grab it. I copy. I go over to my workstation. Remember, I did show all, right? So I hit email. All of my emails are going to be there. So it's going to take a little minute. I click here. I paste. It's there. That didn't do right. Why did it not have? It should have my emails.
You didn't select all.
Did I not? Lord have mercy. and I'm showing y'all. You're right. I didn't click the thing in the left side. So it's loading again.
Don't forget to click. Don't forget to click on the show all again, because you're going to need to do that again.
I think it's there already. It shows show all. Okay, so then I clicked here. This little button will highlight everybody. Ugh, my computer's being a little slow. And then I'm going to hit email. Please work. Okay, so now emails are in there. And then I would just paste, put in my subject line. I'm not going to send this because this is old. And then I would hit send. Boom. All of those people would get that email. Okay. Super simple. Now, this right here, every time I have a launch, all I do, if there's a Christmas launch, I remember I did one with the Disney warmer, right? The Disney Christmas warmer. I literally went here, I highlighted all this, and I changed it to literally green and red. And I made it Christmas colors. Like I just changed it like that. I didn't grab all that, but you know what I mean? I just grab it. Whatever wording I need to change, I literally will click here. I'll start typing the wording, delete that. And then when I have a new order link, I'll just switch this out. Here, if I need to change this picture, I will just go to, where's image? And then I hit upload and it will replace that image with whatever image I want. And literally I copy and paste, and this is my template for any LTO launch that I have. If it's just a special that I want, right? Because this one wasn't an actual LTO launch, but it is my weekly template email that I send out to my customers. Whatever it is, if like this one was a specific personal special, and I got $400 in orders from it. And guess what? The greatest part is they didn't even reply back to give me their order. They did it all online. So I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to package. I didn't have to order. I just send them their freebie in the mail with their happy mail. Email is so long. Before I go into anything on the team side, does anybody have a question for me up until now? Anybody? And just remember, you won't have what day do you send it? I like to send emails on Fridays because that's a lot of people's payday. That's just my mindset around it. So I send emails on Friday. And that's usually kind of when I do team recognition email. If things get away from me and I don't do it on a Friday, I try to do it on a Monday. But for the most part, that's kind of my system is to do it on Friday, because that's the majority of people that I know that work in the corporate world. That's when they're getting paid, is on a Friday, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly. So that's why I do Fridays. Anybody else? Did anybody not know how to do that? Anybody?
Oh, one thing I'd love to chime in about, and I know this is probably makes complete sense to everybody, but it was like an aha moment for me. So somebody might unsubscribe from your newsletter, but that doesn't mean they're going to not receive an email if you select their name. So I personally, I love that Scentsy sends the newsletter for us. but I think there's a little left the imagination. Does that make sense? Like a little lackluster in the newsletter. There could just be, things we can add to it. If you didn't know that you can add into your newsletter, that's why we get notification about that. But I do like the fact that even if somebody unsubscribes from the newsletter, that doesn't always mean they want to not receive any communication via email. It just might be the newsletter might not be timing wise, it might just not come out at the right time for them. But you could hit them with that email like Jess does once a week or even every other week on a Friday when it's like the right day for them maybe. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Love that. So true, because I mean, I'm glad, I'm grateful for anything Scentsy does, right? But again, I feel like that to me is very what's the word I'm looking for? Targeted, right? Like I feel like it's very targeted and it's general. And I never go in and it used to be in my systems to go in and add my little thing on the email, right? But I've gotten away from that and I don't do that. So for me, this is my and I probably should, but this is my personal touch, right? Because it's coming directly from me, my wording, my verbiage. So I feel like my customers respond better to that. And I love that because I guess that didn't register in my mind. I click all emails all the time. So, but it's true because there is a lot that I get unsubscribed to our newsletter. But you're still tagging them on that end. Any other questions, guys? Anybody may have? I have gotten a lot of opt-outs from my weekly emails. Yeah. I get those a lot too, I feel like. Okay. So now, so again, like I said, I think for the most part, if I can give you any advice or action to take away, here's the link to subscribe to consultant calendar. Thank you. I think if there's any advice I can give you as far as taking action, like I always tell my team, don't just be a forever student and come listen to all the training and don't go take any action, because that doesn't help you or your business. If I can give you any advice on taking action when you leave from here, is just come up with a plan, right? Come up with a plan, how you feel that you want to commit to communicating with your customers. Do you want to do a weekly email? Do you want to do a bi-weekly email? Do you want to do a monthly email? What does that look like for you? What are you willing to commit? Because this is the thing. We can all say we want to do a weekly email. We can say it until we're blue in the face. But what are you willing to take the time out of your week or day or month to do? Because that is where it matters. It's not about what you see me do or what you see Aaron do or what you see Lucy do. It's what you do. What is going to work for your business? So I would commit, sit, think about it. How often do you want to reach out to your customers, right? What does that look like? Maybe, you have a combination of, maybe you do a launch, maybe you do a deal of the week or a deal of the month. Maybe you do a giveaway, whatever that looks like. Write it down, put it on pen and paper or digital. Just write it down, because when you see it and you have it in front of you, it doesn't get put behind, right? In the back burner, because you see it and it's something that can move the needle in your business. And you just need to have a structure on what that looks like for your business and for you as a consultant to your customers. I will guarantee you that if you do something once a month, bi-weekly or weekly, you will see the needle move in your PRB. It is what it is. It is what it is. But again, you have to be putting your customers' emails in there every single time, right? You can't just say, oh, okay, I'll put your, don't be like Jessica did the first so many years of, okay, so you want a 6-pack and you want this warmer, got it. And it goes under Jessica Villareal 07's email and Jessica Villareal's phone number, because, I didn't get their email and phone number. And then it's sending me emails like multiple times because I've already been in there so many times. I did that for a long time. So don't be that person. You want to make sure that you're communicating with your customers, because I mean, like we say all the time, believe me, if you don't know my story from February and March, if you do not have social media, I promise you, your business will suffer if that is your only plan of connection with your customers. If you do not have a backup plan and you don't have an actual business plan on connecting with your customers, you're going to suffer, because I did when Facebook deactivated me for 30 days and then permanently. I saw it. But great thing is that I still almost hit 2K in all of those months. You know why? Because I had these systems in place, and I still connected with my customers' email, and I still connected with them by project broadcast. Now, did I hit my high sales months? Nope, because it hit me. It hurt me, but I was still pretty close to 2K all of those months. So that right there is testimony to tell you that if you're doing these things, you're going to reap the benefits. So if anybody has any questions on any of this, you want to put in the chat, put in the chat. I'm going to quickly show you. I do a weekly email. Now, does it always happen weekly? Sometimes life happens and it doesn't. But I am very, very consistent with recognition through email. I personally only send out boxes to my promotions on my team. If you promote, then you will get something from me recognition wise through the mail. Now, other than that, I don't send postcards. I used to send postcards. I send shaker cards for some promotions, but other than that, for the most part, my recognition is done by email. I have a whole tracker on how I keep track of recognizing my team. And I'll just give you some examples of some of the emails that you're going to see in my Google Drive in a minute, because I've made graphics for every one of those recognition emails. I make them in Canva. I stick it in there just like the email that you saw. I go pull those reports. I have many of those reports saved in my workstation. And it's literally a click of a button. Highlight, copy and paste, put it in there. If there's any wording I need to change, I change it. But I do recognition for top 30 in sales. I do recognition for any and all promotions. I do recognition for shooting star. I do recognition for sensational start level 1, 2, and 3. I do recognition for anybody that's recruited during the month. I do recognition for what else? Recruiters, top 30, any and all promotions, shooting stars, sensational start level 1, 2, and 3. Paid at title, one of the most important ones. So I may have, I do all the PRV clubs. So I don't say specifically, but you're either almost active. If you're not quite at 200, you'll get an email from me saying you're almost active, and I'll give you the reason why you should become active. And I have active, which means you place $200 or more. I tell you why it's important, and I tell you that you still have time to get to the 500 club. I have a 500 club, and I tell you why it's important, and all leaders get paid bonuses on 500 plus. And then I have 1,000 club and 2K club. And then one person gets top recruiter and one person gets top PRV out of the whole group. Those are my emails that I send out. I tell you to tag me because I want my team to get in the, a lot of people struggle with showing their business or storytelling about their business online. And the reason, if you've ever gotten an email from me and I tell you to tag me, it's because I want you to post it on your stories, your page, wherever, because if you are trying to build a business, and you've got to storytell and sell the opportunity just as well. And people are drawn into that when they see accomplishments. If you hit $500, that's huge. Share that. Tell people, because you're able to say that you're going to have a check for that. If you sponsored 2 people, share it. People are seeing that this is more than just selling something to you, right? So they're like, wow, man, that girl's like, she's growing a team. They're seeing that. But if you're not showcasing that, it becomes harder for you to grow a team. If they're not seeing those accomplishments, I'll tell you, I thrive on watching other people not in Scentsy and other companies showcase their accomplishments, because I'm like, yo, she's like a real one. Like, she's out there running a business. You know, she ain't just dibbling and dabbling. Like, she's running a business. And for me, that's important for my customers to see that. That's important for my future team members that are out there to see that. And if I'm not sharing that, they're not going to see it, right? So, I'll kind of show you. I'm going to screen share really quick. And I'm going to show you some of my show you my Google Drive. Now, I'm not going to go into each one, but I will show you. Lord, if my thing doesn't act funny. Come on. Okay, so I have a file for my recognition emails. And as you can see, I have #1 recruiter in the whole group, #1 in sales in the whole group. This is another big one that I send out recognition for, is 1 or more active frontline. Your paycheck is completely tied to how many active frontline you have. This is huge. 1 or more active frontline, that means you're getting paid as a leader. 1K club, 2K club, 500 club, active, almost active. You recruited someone, I send happy birthday emails. I have an email that sometimes if I'm just feeling like my team needs some inspiration, then I'm gonna send them a Love It on My Team email. It has nothing to do with Scentsy. It's just gonna be inspiration and let them know that I'm thinking about them. Whatever's on my heart that time, then that kind of goes into that. Pay that title, anniversaries. Like I said, these are all my recognition emails. And oh yeah, I send a welcome to the team for anybody who has joined as well. So let me just show you one of these. Each one has a graphic that I made with it. So right here, and I kind of have it really structured so it's easy for me to send out. This is what goes in my somebody help me here, title of the email. And literally I copy and paste it. Then this is the rest of my email. So this is for the 500 club. And it just basically says, you're rocking your sales this month. I'm so proud of you. You have over 500 in PRV, and it's just the blank of the month. That is one that I have to kind of tweak, right? Because I'm not going to put the 28th if it's the 5th. That's a huge deal. Having 500 in PRV by the 15th is a leader quality. Stay pushing towards 2K a month and teach your team to do the same. You got this. Pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. Fantastic job. And I put pro tip on every one of the emails. Take a screenshot of this accomplishment, tag me, and share on social media. This will share your story with your followers and show you are having success. This will attract people to you to ask about your business and lead to growing your team. Okay. So what I do right here, I'm just going to kind of quickly, now this is a whole nother training. So I'm not going to go all into that because there is a training that we have on reports. There's a few out there. And I think that we may have one that Aaron was going to ask one of home office. I can't remember exactly, to possibly have one in the future. So if we do, we'll definitely let you guys know about that. But creating these reports and having them in there beforehand as a leader is huge. If I didn't have these saved reports, I probably wouldn't do this so quickly and easily, because literally doing all that recognition probably takes me 20 minutes max, like literally. So I go to my reporting tab Well, it's kicking me out. Okay, so I go to my performance. As you can see, right here, I have all of my team because this now, if you don't have what am I trying to say? If you don't have second gen directors, your Lord, if you don't have directors, your TWB and GWB are going to be the same. Okay. So just remember, keep that in mind. So this right here is reports that if you did have directors, this top portion are your team, which is no one in your direct that's a director within that line. And then this is everybody in your whole group. I have these reports that are literally saved. I mean, as you can see, I'm a report person. So I have all of these saved. Sensational start's already one that's already in there. Essential to certified's already in there. Shooting star, promotions. I have lead potential, star potential, all of the above. There's tons of reports, but I'm not going to go directly into that. So I'm just going to kind of show you how I send my $500. So as you can see right here, I have almost active. So this is a report that I just click, and everybody, I have my parameters set already. So everybody that is under 200 is on this list. Okay. So what I would do if I'm going to send them an email, so there's 48 people on here, right? So I don't need to make it bigger. It's just set on 50. So I would click email. Oh crap. I would not click email. I keep on forgetting to freaking click the all of them. My bad. Hold on. Let me go back. So I would click this. I would grab all of them, right? And then I would email. Here, if I was going to be sending these people an email, I would grab my, I would grab my almost active emails. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. Come on, my internet's going slow. Okay, so let me go back into my, so I would grab this email and I would literally, I grab that, I copy it, I go here, I put that in my title, I go here, I would grab this, come on, work with my computer, and it's not. I hate not being on my desktop for this because this happens with the laptop, but you get the gist. I would copy it, I would go back here, put it here, paste it, and I would change the date. Obviously, I want to make sure that all that information is correct because it's not. It is the, what day are we? Somebody help me out here. 13th.
13th. Tomorrow's my birthday.
Tomorrow's your birthday. That's why I remember that. So I would change that, and then literally all I would do is hit send. Everybody that is almost active would get that email telling them you're almost active, you know, everything that I put in there. And that's literally how I send all my emails, team wise, downline wise. It's super simple. I already have all of my Google, I have it in my Google Drive for all of my recognition. And again, like I said, you don't have to be, did you pick a day of the week or how often do you send those emails? I send them again on Fridays. I do them once a week. If nobody joined, then I just won't send that one. If nobody's paid at title by that week, I just won't send that one. But everything that does have someone in that particular, I would show you my tracker, but I'll, if anybody wants it or you're interested in how I keep track of all that, I have a form that's in my digital, binder that I have, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And I just kind of check off to make sure that I'm sending each one of those emails by week. I have all of that in there, and that's how I keep track of it. I will tell you, and if there's anybody in here that wants to chime in, when I started sending my emails like that, it was huge. I'll tell you, I connected with a lot of people that maybe doesn't have a Facebook, people that maybe they're not top sellers, right? And you keep track of who you sent, or is it possible that someone that was active all month at only 200 gets an email from you all 4 weeks? Yeah, I will tell you this. I don't keep track of that. So it could very well be possible that they could get an email from me every week, right? Because if they didn't move the needle on there, they're going to come out in there. And this is what I say to that. I just say, you can't ever say that I don't communicate with you, because, there's some that just don't communicate. Some people just don't communicate with their team. I'm like, I bet you can't say that about me, because there's no way that I wish there was a way that I could keep track of that. But doing it like this, now I'm not going to go and create no spreadsheet and try to do any of that to try to keep track of it. It's just not. I'm like, I just feel like you can never cheer enough for someone, right? So that's what I just say. And in each one of those emails, I tell them why it's important to go to the next mark. Like 200 is great, bro, but 500 is next. So let's get you to 500, And I will tell you that I get a lot of emails back from people that I don't really know, that they're not high producers, right? That they're not people that may be wanting this for, that may not be wanting this for a business. But when they get some type of high five or pat on the back, it switches their mindset to like, dang, this is kind of cool that somebody like cared enough to tell me that I did something. So maybe let me rethink this. Let me maybe get on one of these calls this crazy girl keeps on sending me about Wednesdays, right? Because, I mean, how many times at a corporate job do you get a high five? Do you get a recognition, a thank you, say, crazy person, you're doing a good job? Like, I know there's not many when I worked. If so, never. And I feel that when I started doing this, it just changed people's attitude. Some people that maybe feel like you didn't connect with them, they see that you're connecting to them. I will tell you that one email that I have, I used it a lot during COVID. I probably, should start using it again. I have that on my systems, but I haven't been as consistent with all the other ones that I have, is the just loving on my team. Because guys, life is hard. Things are hard. Everybody has their hard. Everybody's dealing with something, right? Even though you don't see it, you may not hear it, you may not know, they may not tell you, but literally, I have gotten the most emails back with that email, because when I go to send that email, what I told myself when I was going to send that email is, I want my people to understand that I care, right? And sometimes as your group gets bigger, it gets harder to do that. It gets way harder to do it on a one-on-one basis, right? Or to connect with more people. So I just felt that whoever got this message, right, saying, hey, I'm here for you. This was just something that was in my heart. It was a quote. I go and find something on Pinterest. I pop it in there. It's something that was just, it was something that was just on my heart, and I just wanted to send it and tell you guys, I hope you're having a great week. If there's anything you want to talk about, nothing to do with Scentsy. This has nothing to do with Scentsy. It's just letting my team know that I'm thinking about them. If anybody wants to chat, you want to comment back, respond to me, I'm here to listen, right? Like whatever's going on. And I did that during COVID because I felt so many people struggling personally. And, our business and personal life intermingle. I don't care how much you try not to, it is what it is, and so many people were going through such a hard time. And I just wanted them to know that it's not all about Scentsy. Like, I'm here to listen as a friend if need be, right? I got more responses from that email than I ever had for anything else. So you know what that led me to believe and understand is that people crave communication. People crave connection. And if you're not doing it, it's gonna affect you. Like, it affects you. So that's kind of what I do for my team. Like I said, is it always perfect? No. Does it happen every single week? There's a week that I may skip, but I can promise you they're going to at least get 3 weeks of recognition. Sometimes life happens and I'll miss one. But I try my best to send those emails out because I know the connection that has made thus far. So does anybody have any questions about that? Wow, I just read that, Mackenzie. Just letting you know, in between taking notes and mocking your screen shares, I sent out another mass email like I did last week and already getting response sitting here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And it's so simple because since he just has all that data there, just use it.
Jess, do you have any insight or ideas for those team leaders that are struggling to showcase the importance of showing off accolades? So like you mentioned, you look at somebody online and you see, oh my gosh, they're doing the damn thing, and they're working hard. And how do you, I don't know, except for the pro tip, obviously you've got the pro tip in the email. Has there been anything else that you have offered as a way to show off those accolades of teammates that maybe aren't showing them off of themselves or aren't doing it and you want them to?
What I have done or what I used to do, because I'll tell you, a lot of people, and it's a squeaky line, but I feel like there's just those people that care and those people that don't care. I'm one of those people that don't care. If I'm your friend on Facebook, sorry, I'm going to encourage you and I'm going to tag you and I'm going to tell you how great you did. If you dislike that and you come and tell me, then I'll respect that. But I'm not going to stop or not do because I think someone's going to feel some type of way, because I'm cheering for you. I'm not like negatively saying something bad. So, and again, there's some people that feel, that maybe posting or tagging somebody it may stop them because they kind of feel like, oh, I don't know if I should cross that line. I cross the line and then get reprimanded for it afterwards. I'm just that person. Some people don't like that route, but that's just me. And what I did a long time ago before I started doing emails very consistently is that same graphic that I use for the emails. If I have them on Facebook, and I would do this more for promotions because I can't go do all of those and tag people on Facebook. Like, it becomes kind of not repetitive because I know they're getting it in their email personally, right? But I want to show them how important it is for them to high five themselves. So what I would do for all promotions, and I still do this, if someone promoted that same graphic, I will go and tag them on Facebook. If I have them as a friend, if I have them on Instagram, I will tag them in my stories. I'll put music on it. I'll put confetti. And I tell them, if I tag them on Facebook, if this is your Scentsy Consultant, give them a high five in the comments, right? And I'm going to tell you, when I would do that, I'm like, y'all's family and friends are like coming to bat for y'all. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think people just don't understand that. They just don't feel like what they do matters. They don't feel like it's that big of a deal or that it's important. But when they see other people high-fiving them, I don't care who you are. You can't tell me that that doesn't make you feel some type of way, in a good way. So that's what I would do for promotions on Facebook. But yeah, that's about it. Not much more than that, but I'm glad I read that. I think that was Brittany. Whoever said this was exactly what you needed.
It's Emily. She goes by Brittany. You know. The one thing I wanted to mention was, oh my gosh, it just went out in my head and out. Oh, well, okay, you did mention the reporting from Michelle Snyder at home office, and somebody did ask about saving reports and things like that. So we are going to bring that straight from Michelle, and she is fantastic. That's her job at Scentsy. So we're going to definitely be bringing her on to showcase more about the reporting and saving those reports, things that are going to be important for your business. Oh, the thing I wanted to say was that I have personally had a hard time shouting myself out, because I think a lot of people sometimes, I mean, specifically for me personally, I have family members that see that as me being boastful or not humble or showing off, and I will say that coming from a personal perspective, that I will kind of just say, okay, yay, I earned this, or yay, I did this, but I won't like go overboard when maybe I should. And so I think it really helps when somebody else recognizes something that I've done, or, the person has done, so that maybe they can just share it, share that person that's being tagged could share it, instead of, I know we want people to do more with sharing on social media, but I think also that's another thing I struggle with is what do I post and things like that. So so I think it is helpful to just putting it out there that you've got a teammate that's doing really well or has promoted or whatever it is. So I appreciate your insight on that for sure.
For sure. And I think that, and it's crazy that you just said that, coming from a superstar director, guys, a superstar director that still has, she has some reservation about, should I post this? Is someone going to think something, I will tell you as leaders, right? When you become a leader and you have team, even now, I mean, sometimes, I may have earned something, or I see another one of my leader friends that earned something, and I always go try to post and shout them out, because I'm just going to say, as you become a leader, it's few and far between, as team members. And I can say for the leaders in this group, in these groups that are here, we like go to bat for you guys. Like, I know that. And I know that there's some leaders that don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the name of the game in any business. But, when you become a leader, it's hard, and you kind of have those reservations of, should I post this? Should I not? Some of us do. I don't care. But again, some of us are just okay with it and some of us are not. So that is why, like, all the time, like, I try to do it as much as I can, right? That life lets me. If I know that like Aaron or Jess or Lucy earned something, like, I'm going to go like shout them out, because again, just like Aaron said, it's different when it comes from somebody else. So just imagine that and use that when you think about your team, you know what I mean? And them, they probably have those same reservations or thoughts in their head, like, should I post this? Should I not? People might think I'm crazy. This is a little side candle business. Is it real? Is it not? Like, so shout them out. Alrighty, y'all. So I know we're like way over time, but does anybody have anything else? Any questions, comments? No? Okay, awesome.
I did want to chime in. I'm sorry. I just want to chime in really quick. So if there is a specific report that you all want, let's make a list. So obviously Jess has hers that she specifically does, and we can have that as a kind of a starting point, because I kind of got my list from her. So I would say let's maybe compile a list of things that maybe Michelle could go over, so we have a kind of a better idea of what people want to learn about when it comes to specifically reporting within the workstation only.
Perfect. Yes. So like, if I guess reach out to your leader if you have a specific thing, and we'll kind of just all start making our list, and then the leaders will kind of combine them and see where, make one full list. I'm excited for that because I definitely am all about the reports and trying to see what I don't already got or what I can use. I'm glad that you guys are super excited about the next 4 weeks. So I hope that this email helped you. If it isn't something that you're using, I really highly recommend that you do. Even if you don't want to do the team part, if it feels overwhelming to you, or maybe you're just not there, but every person should be utilizing the workstation for customers, for sure. Love this meeting. I was needing help in doing emails through Workstation. Now mine has open, and I do need to send emails and communicate like that because half my customers are not on social. Exactly. And again, like I said, I'm huge on social media, but you got to take it off to connect with your customer and go beyond that. So I'm glad this helped you guys. If you have any questions, reach out to us. If you were on the call, there's still 18 of us on here. Go to your team pages, y'all. Blow them up. Tell them what you learned, so that your team can come on the next one. Or if you don't have a team, so your fellow team members will come on to the next one. We do this for you guys, so that you can learn and so that you can, level up your business. So I hope that this helped. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. And next week, if everything goes according to plan, we will have project broadcasts. Okay. So that is it, guys. And I will try my best to have the recording up as soon as possible. And that is it. I'm super excited. There was so many people on. So we will see you guys next Wednesday at 8:30 Central Standard Time.